course, the greater context is the entire U.S.-Iran ongoing negotiations. Now, we get a big development on that front. We have Kerry trying to push for their involvement, but at the same time, now controversy surrounding what the deal is with Iran. You do an interview with the president. Supposedly, they are going to greatly scale back on what they make in terms of nuclear capabilities, and he gives you a very different answer. Let's play that part of the interview.
So in the context of nuclear technology, particularly of research and development and peaceful nuclear technology, we will not accept any limitations, and in accordance with the Parliament law, in the future, we're going to need 20,000 megawatts of nuclear-produced electricity, and we're determined to obtain the nuclear fuel for the nuclear installation at the hands of our Iranian scientists. And we are going to follow on this path.
So there will be no destruction of centrifuges, of existing centrifuges?
Not under any circumstances. Not under any circumstances.
I mean, Fareed, what is the deal? That's supposed to be the whole underpinning of moving forward from the United States perspective, is that they scale back, they dismantle all this stuff we've been hearing. How do you interpret what you just heard from the president?
Well, I was as struck by it as you were, Chris. This strikes me as a train wreck. This strikes me as potentially a huge obstacle, because the Iranian conception of what the deal is going to look like and the American conception now look like they are miles apart. The Iranian conception seems to be they produce as much nuclear energy as they want, but it is a civilian program and you can have as much monitoring and inspections as you want. The American position is that they have to very substantially scale back the enrichment of uranium and the production of centrifuges. Now, for the first time, you have the president of Iran unequivocally saying there will be no destruction of centrifuges. He also made clear in the interview with me that the 2 heavy water reactors would continue in operation. So this seems like, this is stillborn. This negotiate. I'm not even quite sure what they're going to talk about if these are the opening positions. And it's very hard to walk back from as absolutist a position as the president of Iran laid out.
And then we got this baffling response. Jim Sciutto got it from a senior administration official saying, we expected that the Iranians would need to spin this for their domestic political purposes. We're not surprised they're doing that. There's a big difference between spinning what the deal is and saying there's no deal, isn't there?
Well, and there are many ways, you know this as well as I do, Chris, there are many ways you could have answered that question which would have left room for maneuver. You could have said, well, look, I'm not going to get into the negotiations right now, or you could have said, we intend to maintain the capacity to produce enriched uranium, or, but I'm not going to discuss numbers with you. But what he said was, we will not destroy a single centrifuge, we will not shut down any reactor, and as I say, the American position is that there has to be some substantial rollback. The Americans are pretty clear that they know it won't go to zero, but they're also pretty clear that it cannot be what he was describing, which was all existing capacity and then continuing to build more in addition to what they have.
It makes you wonder if the Iranians are spinning their people or the U.S. are spinning their people in terms of giving perceptions of the optics of what's going on here. Fareed, thank you very much for the insight. You should watch Fareed's entire interview with Iranian President Rouhani. It'll be on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fareed Zakaria GPS. Very interesting what Fareed gets the president of Iran to discuss in terms of what it means when Iranians say death to America. The answer may well surprise you.